Okay, welcome to Shed Sessions, and today we have got a fish dish for you. So we've got a tronchon of turbot, which looks rather spectacular, and as you know, turbot lovers, it's an amazing fish. And when we were out today travelling around Hesketh Bank, Peter Ashcroft had just got the baby beetroots, and the yellow beetroots reminded me of being in San Francisco in 2000, the first time I saw yellow beetroots. Restaurant Jardinier, Tracy Desjardins, one-star Michelin at that time, and she was doing about 300 covers a day. It was phenomenal. And I had whitefish, John Dory, I think I remember, with yellow beet and a butter sauce. So we're going to try and replicate that dish, or give it a bit of a new lease of life. But what I'm trying to do today, to make it easier for you at home, is we're going to just sear the fish. You can blowtorch them if you want, but I'm just going to sear the fish for you, so we get some colour on the fish. And then once the fish is seared, and we're just using half olive oil, half sunflower oil there. So I've salted the fish for 5 minutes, okay? And then I'm just going to put it on a cloth, because of course if you salt it, you'll get the moisture coming out. So I've just salted it, and I wanted to make sure that I got the flavours through, because we're cooking it on the bone. Okay, so fish down. We just need to get one side beautiful and golden. So pick your presentation side, okay? And I've got a nice big spade. I've just cut a piece of tin foil, and what we're going to do is we're going to cook the fish in our oven at 80 degrees for 25 minutes. And it's so easy, so perfect, and you get juicy fish. You don't want to pay a lot of money for turbot and end up with dry turbot. And also, if you're going to do this for 5, 6, 8, 10 people, it's easy. You just seal off your fish and pop it into your oven. So we're putting it on 50% steam, 50% convex. There you go. So I'm just going to check our fish now. No, I just need a little bit more colour. I've got it on number 8, just in case you're wondering. Okay, 25 minutes. Press that. Press the start button. Make sure the water tank's full. It is, and off we go. And now my fish should be perfect. Can you see that? Lovely and golden. And I've just seared it on the other side. I'm going to get it straight onto my piece of tin foil. Get that pan away, because we don't need that. What's great about this is that if you want to do a beautiful piece of fish for your friends, just one of the things I was going to do is just squeeze a little bit of lemon juice on the top, and then drape a piece of cling film over the top of it. So just a little bit of lemon juice there. Again, that gives your flavours a little bit of heightening, and just wanted to just pop that just loosely over the top like that. Then into our oven. We're only 80 degrees, but it's still hot. So if you were doing this for 10 people, you just put the tin foil in first and then put the pieces of fish onto the tin foil. Okay? Shut your oven door, close it, and it's 23 minutes on there now. Okay, so I'll just have to remember that it might need another couple of minutes. Okay? Let's talk about the ingredients. Obviously, we've said that we've been to see Peter Ashcroft and got the beetroot after the cauliflower. So we've got these yellow beets, these baby yellow beets. They're wonderful. So we're going to use the leaf and the yellow beets. So I'm going to show you how to prepare a yellow beet. And then for the sauce, we've got butter, veg stock, we've got some cider vinegar there, and we've got some white wine. So we're going to make a classic butter sauce, okay? And we're going to finish that off with some fresh chive. So really simple, but hopefully very beautiful. So when we cook the yellow beets. Let me put this stuff down here. When we cook the yellow beets, first of all, we're going to prep them. So, as I said, we're going to keep some of the leaves, but just, I'll peel these into my little bin here. So just scrape basically the skin, like so. And you know, if you've got a little bit of skin left on, doesn't really matter. You know, it's going to, it's very, they're very, very young, as you can see. And then just go up the root and just take basically the hairs off the root, and then trim the top up like so. Pop that into there, and then I'll pop the 2 spoonfuls of sugar in. And you need a good couple of spoonfuls of salt. So, and the vinegar, we just want a mild vinegar, so you're using a cider vinegar, and you can just check it yourself really. You don't want it to be too pickly, but we want a mild pickle coming through onto our fish. Okay. We'll go with that, and they'll take about 5 minutes, 5-6 minutes to cook. Okay, so now they're up to full. I'm going to turn them down to number 6, and then just nicely simmer them, and they'll be ready shortly. So I've got some leaves, beetroot leaves, so I can get rid of that, and now just give that top a wipe. We can look at making our sauce. So when I do a butter sauce for home in particular, I don't put onions in because I use a veg stock. Okay, so use a veg stock. So I've got onion in that veg stock, and I've got 200 ml here, so I'm going to put 100 ml of water in there, a veg stock, 100 ml of white wine, and then I just need a little pinch of our cider vinegar in. Okay, there we go, and we're going to take that back. And then I've got some diced butter here, and what I do need to do now with that is reduce that down pretty quickly. Okay, so I've got yellow beets there boiling away, we've got butter sauce going on, and we've got our fish with 8 minutes to go. When you're making a butter sauce like this, if you're scared of just putting the butter straight in, you can add a little bit of cream. But generally speaking, once you've got a reduction, so you've got a density of liquid, it should genuinely go in without any problem. Okay, and we're not going to liquidize this sauce. We're going to do sort of a classic one, so it's a little bit not thick, not thin, so it'll just coat our fish. And we probably need to just, there's that pan now. Need to just blanch the beetroot leaf. So pop that on there. Some water in there, and I'm only going to put a little bit of water in there because I just need to just put the beetroot leaf in and out, and get your kitchen paper ready for when it comes out. And shall we have a little look at using the rocking motion to do some chives? Yeah, shall we do that? Okay, so you need a good sharp knife. Get your chives all together, and then hold them. This is what we call the cradle. So cradle your chives and just chop through nice and gently. So you're rocking on the middle and heel of your knife. and you want to do that really nice and fine. So the key to that is keeping the knife straight. So keep the knife straight, keep it driving through. And of course, when you do this with your left hand, the cradle, you've tucked your fingernails underneath, so that protects your pinkies from getting cut. Okay, and there we go. Right, so that's heating up, that's reducing down, and we're not a million miles off now. And I've got my whisk here. One of the things you've got to remember with a butter sauce is that if it goes too hot, it will split. If it gets too cold, it will solidify because it's butter, because you're emulsifying butter. Okay? Beetroot, a few minutes. Everything's coming to a head, so we've got 4.5 minutes on there for our fish. And I'm just starting to whisk in our cold butter into the sauce, and you hopefully be able to see that you've got an emulsification, and it's I'm going to turn that down now, just lift it up. And that's looking nice. But if you feel a little bit, what's the word, scared of your sauce splitting, then you can add a little bit of cream in there. Just going to check now how we are on our beetroot. Yeah, there, another minute or so, and we shall be there. So just turn that butter sauce up, and you see, the butter sauce is left on there, so you know it's not splitting unless you really vigorously overboil it. Just coming back up to the boil now. Just add another, and I've got enough sauce there for 2 portions, plenty. Okay, and that was roughly 100 grams of butter. Okay, so what I need to do now is turn that down, put it on number 1, not number 5, number 1. I think I've got 2 stumpier fingers, that's what it is. Right, so it's on number 1. So I think that's a warning to say that our fish isn't a million miles off. And so I've washed our beetroot leaf. I'm just going to pop that into there, and then just literally, and I mean literally, in and out, and just drain off. And if you're at home and you want to do this before, then by all means get that done before. And then I'm just going to turn that again right down. I'm going to check now how we are with our beetroot, and I think we're about there. Okay, so I'm going to get the beetroot out. And then I'm going to drain off this liquid, the pickle, and again, you can keep this warm in whatever you want, but do keep it warm. And I'm just going to add a little bit of, just a touch of olive oil, and I'm going to keep what I think is my nicest beetroot there, and then with the other ones, just trim the tops and then cut them in half like so, and just bob them back into there, and then I'm just going to give a little bit of seasoning to them like so. And I did that extra one, so I don't really need that extra one. Just a little bit of seasoning to them and a little bit of seasoning here, and again I'm going to put a touch, just a tiny touch of our organic olive oil onto there, and then I can bring the plate into the middle, just check that our sauce is all right, and then I need to just check the seasoning. Okay, and that sounds like it's the fish. That's kicky. That's perhaps a little bit too kicky, so I'm going to put another knob of butter in there. So if it gets where it's a little bit too kicky for you, and kick by kicky I mean a little bit too much of a punch of acidity, you can just drop a little bit of stock in there as well, which I've done. And be careful if you're using, this is a natural stock, but if you're using a bouillon, remember it does contain salt, so be careful with that. Bring our beautiful piece of fish over, and what I need to do is just remove the centre bone from our beautiful, and you can see it should just be cooked. So I'm just inching that out there. I mean, if that was coming out really easily, you might be saying that the fish is a little bit overcooked, and that's just come out. So that fish is perfect, and I'm going to take that skin away from the outside. Like so, and it's so moist is the fish. It is incredibly moist. I need to take that top bit of the fish there, just loosen that. You can see that's just loosening away, and then take the white skin off this side, which is the belly side. And I've got two beautiful little dines now of turbot. Okay, so here's where you need to work then rather quickly, because you just need to get your beetroot leaf, and you can use as many pieces as you want really, I suppose, and pop it there, and then I'm going to, where is my, I knew I'd got that there. Just check my sauce isn't carvashing, I think. There we go. Let's get our beetroot out. Move those chappies away. Which is where you need an assistant, huh? Beetroot. And I'm going to just pop a little bit more, because I just need, if you wanted to, you could just put a bit of your sauce on, but it is nice, and pop the beetroot sort of around. There we go. The beetroot around. I'm not going to waste any. There we go. And then got our piece of turbot there. You can see how beautiful that is. So I'm going to bring it over and pop it right in the center there. Okay. And then I need to kick up. So there's our fish I'm going to pop lots and lots of chives over the top there, and then finally got our butter sauce, which just goes lovingly on the top and around the side. And there's our turbot with yellow beet and beetroot leaves. What about that?